other stuff if need be. We should be live now. Excellent.
Yeah, I don't have...
The bot
Oh, shit,
has sprung.
Yeah,
The bot
the
has
bot is
sprung.
sprung! Let's go! Let's fucking go!
Bot boy, you finally did it. You finally stopped being a lazy piece of shit. I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
Switching over to when you're in the gaming. We're on the go live. Live now. Connection is excellent according to YouTube. I appreciate that.
You should bring yourself up a bit on stream because, like, I am definitely overpowering you, but I feel like I'm at the correct level to be for this thing.
Okay, I will raise my own. Easy done. Raise it by about 2 decibels. I think that would be plenty.
Yeah.
Of course, my understanding of what a decibel is, as we saw last week, was very questionable.
Yeah. But, like, who's there to judge? I need to reopen the thing. I need to reopen this in YouTube so I can actually hear and see how we sound. And after I'm done talking, I'm going to pass it to you to make sure I can hear the music of the video game.
Excellent. This should all be fine. This should all be fine. Tags. Ba. Do you like the thumbnail? I guess I should ask you that when you come back. Alright, change is saved. Folks, we seem to be ballin'. Shot calling. Killing dogs.
You should bring yourself up another bit. For what you sound, it sounds like you're at, I'd say 75. I'm at, like, 90. So bring yourself up, like, 10% more.
10% has been raised.
Okay, now I'm just going to... I got to talk so I can use my voice as a point of reference. Now you talk.
I'm going to keep talking. I'm going to keep talking so hard. The woman on the subway who yelled, "None of this is real, none of us exist," and then looked me in the eye and yelled gay, probably had a few points to make. You see, that's not exactly what the text says on the funny tweet I just posted, but it's improvisation, which is the highlight of comedy.
Okay, we sound good.
Hooray. Alright, so how do you like the thumbnail?
I need to double check it. Hold on, because I jumped in immediately. I need to double check subscription, see how it all looks.
There is extra stuff in there. I don't know if it's going to be visible as a thumbnail, but I will show you it later. Because, I did some work.
No, I see the Danganronpa in the fingers. I see that.
Right.
I don't know if the dinosaurs are real.
The dinosaurs are real, shockingly.
I don't know. Is there a baby in my hands? I don't know what's in my hands.
It's supposed to be a dog, but now it's a bear.
Yeah.
The plan is to keep using that every week, but every week also make it worse somehow.
Gotcha.
And with that, we're gonna start Ace Attorney Investigations, Miles Edgeworth. Finally, I get to be a prosecutor like I always planned to be.
Let's put some fucking innocent people behind bars.
Yeah! Too soon. March 14th. That's,
You know what that means.
Pi Day. Pi Day.
To make sure the defendant is found guilty, what other choice do I have? That's a job for a prosecutor, after all.
That may be true, but why? Why go this far?
Sorry, maybe I wasn't clear enough. But a guilty verdict is all that matters to me. No matter what the cost.
Merry Christmas.
Bon anniversaire.
Pierre Noël.
I'm a prodigy among prosecutors. Always have been, always will be.
Oh jeez, it's just like the meme.
March 14, 2:05 a.m. Prosecutor's building, 12th floor hallway.
Autoplay is O this time. How about that? Haha! We're fucking sprites. Hell yeah! Hard to believe that I've been away from the office for a whole month. I hope Detective Gumshoe has been keeping an eye on my office and keeping it clean. Eh? The door is unlocked. Detective Gumshoe? What's this smell? It's very familiar. Blood? Oh, that can't be right. I didn't bleed in here recently. What the? Well, I certainly didn't leave that here. Right in front of my bookshelf, too. I might need those.
Freeze.
Aha, the black man. Of course. I knew you'd betray me one day. Identify yourself.
Ellipses. Shut up.
You've got some nerve committing murder in a prosecutor's office. Alright, not cool. Let me make one thing very clear.
What?
No one gets away with committing murder in my office. No one. It's happened at least once before.
That's a weird rule.
It's based on experience, like most rules. My name is Miles Edgeworth. Miles T. Edgeworth. Attorney at law. Little did I know upon my return after a home abroad, I would be thrusted into a multitude of cases and some very frantic and busy days.
Is the T short for tails?
It's short for bandage.
I finished photographing the victim's body, sir.
Very well, please continue your investigation.
Yes, sir.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Ah, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. You okay, sir?
Keep it down, detective. This is a crime scene. You might disturb the evidence.
When I heard a murder had taken place in your office, I ran up here straight away.
This is Dick Gumshoe. He's a detective with the local precinct, and will one day assign to handle this murder case for the time being.
You're looking a little pale, sir. Are you hurt?
No, I'm perfectly fine, however.
Louis, they did to your office. It's totally trash.
I'll say. The culprit sullied my floor with dirt rather well. No one gets away with tracking mud into my office. That's rule number 2 of Miles D. Edgeworth's Ace Attorney's office. The crime was committed in my office, so it's my responsibility to solve it.
Oh, that's just like you, Mr. Edgeworth. Okay, time to do some investigating.
Agreed. Our first course of action is to gather relevant facts and leads. We must not overlook anything, no matter how small, if we are to find the truth. So keep any leads or information or any who's who happen to may be inhabiting around here in mind. Speaking of things that pique my curiosity, why of all places did the murder occur in my office? Get the nagging feeling this is something important to keep in mind. Okay, hold on. Let's press buttons here. Alright, you won't let me E. There we go. Alright, E is for evidence.
Oh, why is the prosecutor's badge much more elegant?
Well, considering who it is. Gumshoe is 32? That's bullshit.
I don't know. I feel like in like 3 years I could look like Gumshoe.
Okay, I can't Q either. Alright.
Can't really say it's just a coincidence, sir, can you?
No, not really, especially because of this.
The key to your office.
That's right. Look, Detective Gumshoe. Keys. Jingle, jingle.
Whoa!
Now, if you think about it carefully and use logic, it should become clear to you.
Logic?
By finding the connection between two pieces of information and connecting them, new information is born.
This is hard. This is hard to focus, sir. Can you jiggle the keys again?
Yes, very quickly. Look, listen up. Okay. Logic is when you take two pieces of evidence and you connect them together.
Wow.
Now time to recall
Maybe...
the facts and use my logic. Oh, okay.
Well, that's not how puzzle pieces go together.
It is sometimes, male and female, yes.
I tell you, I've always just overlapped them and slotted them in instead of pushing them together.
Well, so long as you slot them in the right way, no one gets hurt, and you don't have to use any lube. What was the killer after?
You're really on the ball today, Mr. Edgeworth. That's some beautiful logic, sir.
Yes, well, when you follow leads to their conclusion, only the truth remains. However...
Reach out for the truth.
Yes, I will. If the information doesn't line up properly, I may stray far from the truth as well. But if I think carefully before piecing leads together, the logic should flow. Allons-y, shall we?
Yes, sir.
The basis of...
The basis of any good information is to examine everything, sir.
I know that, and when I want to examine something, I simply use space when I'm next to it.
Oh, if you ever feel lost and want to talk, just use T, okay? I'll give you a great precise advice as an ace investigator, sir.
Something to try later if I have free time, I suppose. Hooray, I get to bring Gumshoe with me.
Where are you going, sir?
Over to the books.
Your files roll over the floor, sir.
Signs of a struggle. Tears of a clown.
Oh, and I tried so hard to keep this place spotless. I mean, I just rendered all the time and effort I put into it.
I don't recall you asking you to clean up my room.
Well, I water the flowers every day, looks like you requested, sir. I just added cleaning to the list as a weekend special. For about half of a day every Saturday, I come in and make sure this place was clean and sparkle.
Do you have a life?
No.
This man does not. Time to poke and prod until something else bleeds.
I have a bridge club with the actor from the Silver Samurai.
Steel Samurai. And
oh, yeah.
Fake fan.
He's a friend, I'm not a fan. Does it look like this guy? Does it look like this guy is going, oh no, I'm bleeding from my anus. Oh no, no.
He clearly stuck his fingers up his asshole just to make sure that no one caught him bleeding from his anus.
Are you okay with keeping track of the evidence we find, sir?
Of course. This is the safest way I know to keep track of it all. In my head.
Alright, if you say so.
I
can't. It cuts immediately like I can't fucking remember anything.
When I want to re-examine a piece, I have to. Okay. Keep people's profiles on hand too, because I like to profile, even though profiling is wrong.
Just like I profiled this individual for putting his fingers up his butt.
Yes, quite a normal lad.
Hey, I think I've seen one of these before.
It's a police badge, detective.
Nope, never seen it before.
Well, I'm not...
What a coinky-dink is something Gumshoe would absolutely say.
Mr. Buddy Faith, rank detective. Da-da-da... Up! Gum!
I don't believe it! I packed those files on these shelves so tight. Not even an earthquake could make them fall off, but look at them. At this rate, the rest of the files won't be able to withstand an earthquake at all.
A problem, to be sure. Well, once the investigation is over, we'll put them back on the shelf. Alright, we're not gonna acknowledge the fact that this says gum upside down, huh? Of course, it goes blue right when I put it next to his hand in the anus. They don't want me figuring things out too quickly.
Did we examine the blood in his hand?
I think we examined the whole body, but we'll try.
Alright, because, yes.
Yeah.
Alright.
Whoopsie. Oh yeah, let's save.
Make sure to save, sir. Excellent saving, sir. Rotate your saves.
You got it. Someday we will come up with a new term for rotating a save, and it will be excellent.
Oh, it's even knocked over your chess set. I had it all set up for when you got back. I figured we could play a few games.
I had no idea you were interested in chess.
I'm actually pretty good at checkers, so I thought I'd give chess a try.
In that case, I can set aside some time after we solve this case. Though I don't expect the games to tax my mental acuity much.
But he's still nice enough, like, yeah, let's have a game of chess. Like, that's nice.
I'm a very nice person. I'm just not kind. What have we here? Could this perhaps be the murder weapon? If so, it would mean that the killer made their escape after disposing of their gun here. Like a fucking idiot.
I have one of those, sir. I use it to crack walnuts at my desk.
Care to enlighten me as to where?
At my desk.
Of course, I should have used logic.
I don't really like us all. It seem dangerous, but now that I think about it, you do see this model around the precinct a lot, sir. I don't use mine except in emergencies. Why I didn't recognize it.
So it's the same type of revolver as the ones used by this precinct's detectives.
To be honest, it's Japanifornia. Japanifornia.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, is there going to be... if it follows Japan's gun logic, then it's like... Yeah, every gun is going to be a police gun.
Yeah. And the ones that aren't are, like, suspicious.
Talk about a contradiction.
Is
that the same Gumshoe voice I used for the last games?
I don't remember your Gumshoe voice. Like, I remember Zeke's. His was kind of like the
well, that's because Gumshoe barely shows... Yeah, Gumshoe barely shows up in Apollo Justice.
Yeah, so far. Well, I never. Da 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 da.
Fake fan! Fake fan!
Fake fan Gumshoe. Fake fan Gumshoe. I don't know much about it myself, but the hero of the Steel Samurai, warrior of old Neo-Tokyo, is the Steel Samurai, and his goal is to defeat the evil magistrate. It's a show geared towards kids. However, its high production values and riveting plot draws in a number of adults as well. Spin-offs like Pink Princess, Warrior of Little Old Tokyo, and the Nickel Samurai. Along with the deluge of merchandise and even a new stage show gives it presence.
You sure know a lot. Are you sure you're not some kind of rabbit fanboy?
No, the rabbit fanboys are all awful and on Twitter. I just make YouTube videos going into production history.
I'm banned off the Reddit.
I will eventually get banned off of the Pokemon Reddit if I ever went there.
It's more people just like, hey, look at my fucking plushies I'm making, and I rarely talk. I don't even hear people talk about the games anymore.
I mean, I appreciate the people who are like, I made this artwork, look at it, or I made the plushie, look at it, and less so the people who are like, why are the games so bad these days? Which gym leader do you think is the least fuckable, and why is it Erica?
I like the one. Actually, I like this one. I've just looked up. It says, "What do red and blue do for a living?"
They train Pokemon. Fucking Redditors. You did such a good job protecting my office that a murder occurred in it, Gumshoe.
That's harsh, sir.
I have to admit the desk has never looked better, so I guess I can't dock his pay.
You've docked my pay so far, sir, that I owe you money.
Everyone owes me money. Alright, logic time!
I think Revolver and Victim was a detective. Are the things you're supposed to connect?
In hindsight, you were right. Whoopsie. I unlogicked. Sorry, 1 second. Bam! The revolver, the standard matter used by detectives. Could it have belonged to our recently departed? Detective Gumshoe, could you please thoroughly check the victim's body once more?
Yes, sir. On it now, sir. Excuse me, pal. Let's see what we got here. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, this guy's wearing a gun holster.
So it appears that our killer somehow managed to take the victim's gun from him. Let's see what else we can find out about this revolver. In 3D!
But I always say you gotta look at it in investigation mode.
Yeah. Let me use my mouse. Please don't make me use WASD. Aha! Here we go. And...
Whoop-bang!
Alright. A horse!
Probably... You know, I can't ever see myself really liking guns. Oh, but I love the ones used at the track and field meets to start races. If you take off before it's fired, everything ends up following your lead. To chase
you down for a false start, detective. Now that you...
No, you mentioned though, even when I finish first, I always wind up in last place.
Looks like only one round was fired from this.
Wow, so the killer killed the Vic with just one shot after wrestling the gun from him. Sounds like the guy knew how to handle a gun, huh, Mr. Edgeworth?
We have no proof for now, but that's a distinct possibility. I guess that's about all we find out. We should send the body to Ott. Oh why? How could this have happened to a guy like you? Are you alright?
You're the one who shot him, isn't it?
Don't touch me! Leave me alone! Just let me be! Yeah, he's acting, Gappy. I am an actor!
I know, but it's like, yeah.
The body! Don't talk about him like he's some lump of flesh. Look at him. Jim looks like he's just turned in for the night.
Fingers in his anus and all?
Yeah, that's his... It's his coping mechanism. He does it to calm himself down at the end of the night. Aren't you that prosecutor? Well, yes I am. I'm Jacques Portsman, prosecutor. Oh boy, Jock! Jim here was my partner in crime or something. I'm Miles Edgeworth, and like you, I'm also a prosecutor.
Detective Dick Gumshoe, sir.
So you're Miles Edgeworth. I guess this is your office. Yes, that's correct. Then it was you! You're the one who killed Jim!
Hey, don't go jumping to conclusions, pal. Just calm down, okay?
I will not! I know how things work around here. High prosecutor's office doors all have locks built into them. And only the owner of the office has the key to his or her own office door. That is correct. However, I was not the one who killed your partner.
Yeah, Mr. Edgeworth had been overseas on a business trip this whole time, pal. And the key to the door was with me this entire time, okay? So the only one who could get in there was me. Ho. Wait, that means... I'm not sure what that means.
No, it was you then! You're Jim's killer, you big dumb fucking cop, dick.
No way, pal, you got it all wrong.
No, I'm pretty sure I got it right. I used logic. I had these two pieces of evidence that you just gave me, and I fit them together like a man and a woman, and it just clicked into place.
Wait, hold on, pal. Let me look at these puzzle pieces. Wait, why does it look like these puzzle pieces were cut to fit one another instead of naturally fitting one another?
One of them was circumcised at birth. It was his religious tradition. I don't know what to tell you, man.
Well, far be it from me to disparage a puzzle piece based on its orientation. I'm guilty. Take me away, sir.
One truth prevails. Now this game is Jack Portsman.
No, I heard enough. Maya, come in here and kill this man.
Who's Maya? What did she do? Thank you. I did. Oh wait, hold on. Sorry. O is autoplay. All right. The guy who held up Edgeworth shot one bullet into the thing.
Yeah.
So this is not the murder weapon, because that was the one that he shot the portrait with and hand up his butt.
Yeah. Sir!
What's up? I want you to capture the scene on film for me. My final farewell to my partner, Jim. Ellipses. I should probably give them some space. Alright, too much space.
Oh, your jacket, sir. What's it doing on the floor?
I took my jacket off. Jacket off, as they say.
So the killer not only shot the victim, but they shot your jacket as well. They dared to shoot the ultra-special jacket aimed in your historical debut. What if they had shot through it? Would have been a disaster.
It's not worth getting worked over, Detective. Not when there's something more here.
Oh, like what?
I take it you haven't noticed it yet, Detective. There is a giant contradiction right in front of us. That was Jack Portsman down in the bottom. But I have my own methods, and I will conduct this investigation my way. When the scene before me contradicts a piece of evidence or seems off, that's when my deductive skills come into play. Wacha! Like a ninja. Wacha.
That's what you get.
This is it. This bullet hole is where the contradiction lies. When I spot something that's off, I should point my cursor at it and press T with conviction. Deducing! It's not the same as observing. I am not the noticer. I just see things. Eureka!
What do you mean, sir?
It's elementary. 2 shots were fired in this room. The first felled the victim, and the second felled this frame.
Hey, that's right.
However, this gun was only fired once.
Yeah, that's true too.
Which means that one of these 2 bullets was fired from a different gun. Did the killer have another gun prepared for tonight?
By the way, I noticed something, sir.
Yes?
What's that thing sticking out from behind the frame?
It's a secret safe.
It's a secret safe? Oh, I smell money.
I'll spare the trouble and just say it. Nothing like what you're imagining is inside. Now, if you could kindly move this frame out of the way.
Roger that. Talk about Dusty.
I'd rather not talk about Dusty.
I had no idea there was a safe here, or I kept it clean for you, sir. So when'd you put this thing in?
It wasn't something I had installed personally. Every prosecutor's office has one.
Really? I had no idea.
Well, only prosecutors are supposed to have knowledge of their existence.
So what's inside, Mr. Edgeworth?
Right now, nothing. We only use them to store especially important evidence when a trial is in session. Alright, so only prosecutors are supposed to know that these exist. Which means that the other prosecutor in the room is the only one that knew that they existed. I will inspect every suspicious nook and cranny. Why is there hand markings all over? Why did someone wipe their cum all over my safe?
Yeah, there's a thick layer of dust all around it, but not on the keypad itself.
My mistake. That wasn't a grease spot from someone wiping their cum on my number pad. That was just clean. Why was that area clean? I don't know. You got it wiped down well. It appears that logic is the only way out here. Time to rationally and calmly connect the dots.
I know all of this is in place for literally the people to understand Edgeworth's thought process. But it's funny to imagine this is what's going through his mind when Phoenix is like, yes, I will interview the parrot.
Parrot, Yanni Yogi. Okay, probably killer's goal and wiped fingerprints, maybe. Sorry, it's that one and then that one. And now we connect. Boom, shakalaka! I believe I figured out what the murderer was after.
Well, what is it, sir?
The fact that the safe was wiped clean of fingerprints suggests that the criminal had at least attempted to open my safe, making the culprit's motive for breaking and entering theft, I believe. I wonder if knowing that the motive behind this break-in was theft changes what the other pieces of information can tell me about this crime. There is a possibility that the files splayed on the floor are not the result of a struggle between the victim and his killer.
Oh, you mean like it could be from when the killer tried to find something, sir?
Precisely. We need to figure out if any of the files have been stolen.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna shelve files like you've never seen before, even that library.
Sure. Let's give that a try. Why do all the good ones always die young? Surely you must ponder that every once in a while, Mr. Edgeworth.
Is he gonna wipe off the gum thing on in blood?
Either that or he rearranged the books so that it no longer spells gum. Or whatever. Actually, I think they were upside down. So it read gum when it was that. But when you put them upside down, it should be like N something. I don't know. We'll see when we get back there. You sure know a lot about where things go, despite it being Mr. Edgeworth's office.
That's because I'm the one who keeps it tidy, pal. Okay, done.
It would appear that the murder was definitely committed here. Okay. It's on the OJ file. That's where the gum was written. I'm sorry, Mr. Portsmouth. Did you take his finger out of his anus?
Well, but you know I'm no good with blood, sir, or fingers and anuses.
Well, one day we'll break you of that habit. Deduce! Oh. Okay, I guess this is not.
I say investigative first, or can you only deduce?
I can only deduce. Well, I guess I can examine. He must have tried to support himself with his hands here after being shot. There are prints on the floor, too. Those must have been made when, unable to stay standing, he dropped to the floor.
Is there another bullet hole on the OD case?
OD! Yeah, that might be where we're going for here. Indicates that the files were ransacked after the shooting had occurred. Killer's way. It appears that the victim was in a sitting position here after being shot. That's when... That would be the logical conclusion.
Okay, so the guy picks himself up and then pushes him. Oh, the guy moved by against the bookshelf.
Alright, yeah, let's deduce.
Oh yeah, you could say like yeah, I suppose the gun is.
Or the body. Let's go with the body first. There's clearly a contradiction here with this bullet hole.
What do you mean, sir?
You don't see? Quite simply, the bullet hole itself is too low. If the victim was shot in the stomach, the hole should be much higher up. I did think that, but I also thought, like, whatever. Which suggests that he was standing when he was shot.
Well, that means, wait, what does that mean?
It means you need to use your brain every once in a while instead of mind, detective.
Aww.
In any case, it means someone made a faulty assumption. And it was from this mistake that our current contradiction was born. Oh! Gappy, those aren't O's. Those are zeros.
Oh, the order, okay. I too was looking at the thing when you figured it out before me. I was like, oh yeah.
Oh?
Yeah, you see how the files that are shot begin with the number 0? Why are those doing all the way down here after 1, 2, or 3? It's really weird.
Actually, the way they are organized now is the correct order. They are exactly as I see them in my mind's eye.
But the numbers are all out of order.
Those white binders are special, so they are arranged a little differently. But from this, we know that the files were not in this order when the crime occurred, because Gumshoe kept rearranging them.
And because a prosecutor would know that they have to go in a special order, would rearrange them as what's his face would have.
Well, I think the zeros got put back into place because after, like, just a second ago. Aw, we took his head off. I don't know why we had to do that. Put the files back in numerical order, I guess. Then proceeded to shoot the victim. Okay, so yeah, prosecutor guy thought that 0 went first. Shot him, and then, like, ransacked everything afterwards.
Yeah.
And then, Gumshoe, then Edgeworth put them back where they were supposed to be. Or Gumshoe put them back where they were supposed to be because he was, like, the best at this, or whatever. Like, he was the one cleaning the office. Anyway, look, a dead body. Let us continue with our investigation.
Roger that, I'm raring to go.
As I suspected, the bullet hole is now where it should logically be, and we figured out that the killer went through your bookshelf twice. That was Gumshoe. My bookshelf, not yours.
Oh! Bad prosecutor! Spray bottle. Well, what is that? Why does this say Gumshoe there on blood?
I'd say that's some incredibly incriminating evidence. Yes, indicative of criminal activity indeed.
No, wait, there's gotta be some mistake. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, help me! Say something, sir!
It appears that one of my files was stolen. OH was stolen.
Is that all, sir? What about me and my problem?
Is this what the killer was really after? Bum 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 bum. Looks like Jim was able to leave us the name of his killer in the end. And this most
just like in Danganronpa.
Danganronpa hasn't come out yet, Jim. Jacques Portsman. You would know this
I
if you
can
weren't
see
a
the
fake
future.
You're a fake Danganronpa fan too. Don't play 100 line. You'll probably think Kodaka did everything right.
I am very tempted because to just get and play 100 line just unbeknownst to everyone and just like.
Well, if that's your motivation, you definitely should not have said it to me, and you should not have said it on stream.
But how will you know?
Well, I mean, I won't, because I won't be paying attention to your Steam unless you open it up during the stream.
Truth, I assure you, I am fully paying attention to this stream. You just see the blip show up. Yappy is now playing.
Yappy is now playing 100 line. If I find a flaw in the testimony, something that contradicts the evidence, I open my organizer with E and present the piece of contradictory evidence.
Oh, we're doing Molly? Fuck yeah.
Let's go. Okay, alright, so they're explaining me the Phoenix Wright rules. Okay, we can do this. Very well, I'll even show you how it's done. Now watch carefully. Detective Gumshoe, you stole Jim's gun from him and shot him dead. Furthermore, you messed up the files to make it look like you had committed theft instead. That's when you moved Jim's body that was set in front of the bookshelf. But thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding. And it will be by his final words that you will be brought to justice. Apollo Justice, coming soon to the 3DS.
Edgeworth's only response to, bitch, why your forehead so fucking big?
I don't know why you're ugly so big. Give me a second, let me try that again. Hold on. Why your hair vents look like they spray acid?
No, you took too long. Judge, kick his ass.
Yes, I see.
You should be watching this ass kicking.
It's quite the entertaining ass kicking I'm watching. Why do you call the victim Jim? His name is Buddy. Isn't it obvious? Jim is the perfect name for my companion. Jacques and Jim, don't those names go together like peanut butter jelly time?
Well, Jim isn't even close to the guy's real name.
Well, Jacques and Buddy just sounds off somehow. Besides, he was a third of the bunch of guys I decided to nickname Jim. I keep killing all my detective buddies. Sorry, someone else keeps doing that. Okay, I'm gonna bring up my evidence real quick. Okay. Not a yet, I don't think.
Hold it!
Do you really think it was necessary to dishevel my shelves twice to do that?
That's true. Okay, then maybe his real intent was theft. It's a possibility. Maybe your salary's been cut so much that life is getting a little too rough to handle.
I'll have you know that I eat 3 square meals every day, pal. Okay, so all 3 of them happen to be instant noodles, but...
Poor thing. What an evil prosecutor you were paired up with. And what a motive, no? That's when you moved Jim's body that was sitting in front of the bookshelf.
I think this is the one.
Hold it!
And why would Detective Gumshoe do such a thing?
Because the body was getting in his way. He had to mess up your bookshelf somehow, right? Anyway. Thanks for that, you didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding. Maybe it's this one.
Why do you think that the killer didn't notice the bloody letters?
The body was covering it quite well, wouldn't you say? That's how he missed it. But judging by what I've seen, it doesn't take much for your detective to miss something.
I'm fucking yawning here.
Oh, that's cute, you little baby. You need sleep like a fucking humanoid? Oh, how sad for you.
Not you too, Mr. Edgeworth.
It's true, Detective Gumshoe. You are a humanoid, and you do require sleep. That is your one weakness. Nobody could have overlooked the bloody letters, and I'll prove it. Okay, that's a sign that this is the one.
It will be by his final words that you will be brought to justice, aka Apollo Justice.
The toddler Apollo busted. Who's stealing my gimmick?
I am the noticer.
I am the noticer.
Okay.
Go Magic Bangle! Cuts the guy's head off.
I think it's gonna be this one. Perhaps you're not aware, Mr. Portsman, but there is a serious flaw in your logic.
Bringing a bit of the courtroom into this, I see. No problem, I'm gay.
I can't help but find it odd.
Huh?
Odd that a fellow prosecutor would be brought down by the power of his own office.
What are you talking about? Oh, you're joking, I get it. You can't catch me. I'm a gold medalist. You see this gold medal around my neck? That's the gold medal for being a prosecutor. I won
With a broken freaking neck!
I won this by defeating Von Karma with a broken fucking neck. Yeah, I'm allowed to say the F word because I'm a gold medalist now. This game's rated M for mature. That means I can say fuck and shit, but only once. After that, I think it gets. I think it's too much after that. Objection! It's possible that they could have taken the file before committing the murder.
I think it's pretty obvious that the file was stolen after it was written on. The missing letters in the detective's name where the file should be is proof.
Well, I mean, the ass is gone. There's only half a thing there.
If Detective Gumshoe really were the culprit, I highly doubt that even he could overlook his own name written in blood on the files. Especially as a detective who can't stand the sight of his own blood.
Which means, what exactly? What does this dying message...
It makes it the work of a criminal intent on tampering with the dying message. I can't believe he tried to pin it on you either, Gumshoe. It seems very counterintuitive.
No, I'm going to get him, sir.
Go get him,
punch his head in.
Go.
Gumshoe! Gumshoe!
Gumshoe, use flamethrower.
Gumshoe! Gumshoe! And uses a lighter and hairspray. Light someone on fire.
You win some, you lose some. That's how life goes. Oh, but you know, it really is a shame. I really didn't want to have to bring this up, however.
Oh. What is it this time? Are you still after me, pal?
Humor me for a second. Who has the key to this office?
That would be me. But Mr. Edgeworth just proved I'm innocent, pal.
Uh-oh, here comes the lab coat, bitches. Time to get scientific and freaky-deaky on this dick. I acknowledge your innocence. Watch.
Stop. Dude, fucking stop.
I'd like to do this at the park in front of little children.
I'm really glad I said nothing, so we get a clear, crisp line read of that.
Well, it's definitely not clean at all. I was laughing throughout.
The girl is a member of this building's security. Think of her as a material witness.
What's wrong with him all of a sudden? Oh, is this Maggie Bird? That looks like Maggie Bird.
I believe she needs no introduction. I have called upon Miss Maggie Bird, a member of security.
Detective Gumshoe, sir.
Maggie!
Miss Bird is the security guard on watch tonight.
I see, and your point is?
My point is that she could very well have used it. And by it, I mean the master key, which can open all the office doors in this building.
What?
If you are not the guilty party, Detective Gumshoe, then the only other person with access to this room is Miss Bird.
How dare you? I would never sneak into someone's office.
That's right, I refuse to believe that Maggie's the culprit, pal. It was me, that's right, I did it.
Can we take that as a confession, Detective?
Well, it wasn't really me, but definitely wasn't Maggie, pal. So yeah, it was me, if you have no problem with that, right?
Oh my fucking god. I understand now why Phoenix Wright keeps throwing his... I now understand why Phoenix Wright keeps throwing his defendants all over the courtroom whenever they contradict him during trial. I get it now. It's awful. This is an awful feeling. I hate that I do this to people.
Reason for suspicion! It's pretty obvious that Miss Bird snuck into your room using the master key. I mean, if Detective Gumshoe isn't the one who opened the door, then that leaves only Miss Bird as our prime suspect. On top of which she knows our good detective, doesn't she? Making it all the more probable she was the one who faked the dying message. Anshallah!
So you're saying she used the master key?
Incredibly incriminating evidence, wouldn't you say?
That's what you claimed about the evidence earlier as well.
That was then, this is now. The flow of a good match always changes during a rally. It's all about your reflexes and reaction time, especially for an athlete like me.
Oh, that's why he has the gold medal. So why does he have the lab coat?
I love Steins Gate!
I do too, but it hasn't come out yet. Alright. I need to use the bathroom. So,
Alright.
talk about Steins Gate.
Oh, fuck. Well, here's the thing. I don't really know enough about Steins. Let's talk about episode 1. I think it was episode 1. Where, I think... What was it that happened? Mayuri tries to get a fucking thing from a vending machine. We have a whole rigmarole about... Oh yeah, the first episode is Maki-sei gets fucking shanked. And then it's all a whole big deal of going... fuck, where am I going with this? God, I picked the wrong day to go out on the town and get, like, super tired. Starts with Okabe visiting a conference, making fun of a guy doing a research presentation. Maki-sei gets stabbed, and Okabe jumps timelines. I think that's what happens. And then stops Kurisu from dying, and that's what causes the split in the timeline. And then we start looking into technology, examining like putting the banana in the microwave. I don't really understand the deal with banana in the microwave. Well, it turns green, which allows them to time travel or send emails or what have you. Yeah, that's kind of it. And then through a series of things, a guy gets turned into a girl.
There is no God!
Wonderful new world!
Did I click off? No. Oh, I have to WASD.
He kind of was, He's nuts! Ha ha!
Really good. I'm proud of you for catching that.
Hold it!
I think the fourth one is the one I need to press on, but I'm gonna press on this one too. Get science.
Oh, I get it. Perhaps he had a spare made for someone else.
I'll have you know I've never made a spare, not even in bowling. I'm strike heavy. And then I throw gutter balls. It's one of those two things. It's never a spare, though.
Hold it!
Is there anyone in this district who hasn't at least heard of Dick... Line! What's your name again?
Me? Gumshoe, sir?
Yeah, Dick. Fuck! It's the first
Dick
part of your
Gumshoe.
name. Dick Gumshoe. Everyone knows about Dick Gumshoe. He's basically our mascot, next to the blue bastard.
I've had to dress up as the blue bastard.
It was the crossover everyone was wanting.
Hold it!
By dying message, you mean the bloody letters that spell out Gumshoe.
I figured that whoever wrote his name wanted to frame him. And just the act of choosing his name is proof enough that the two actually knew each other.
I would love to present evidence, but first we should listen a bit more and digest what he is saying. And press him for more information.
Hold it!
Are you sure Miss Bird is the only member of security who could have used the master key?
There's only one person on staff at this time of night, and tonight she's it. Isn't that right, Miss Bird?
And that's true, but I wasn't. He's investigated time of the crime, so
Nope. she
You're
wasn't
voicing
Peapod.
You're voicing three characters in this scene. Do you want to like pass one of them to me?
Yeah, you take Maggie. I slipped into meet one and I wasn't meaning to.
What do you mean unrelated? I want to hear what she has to say, pal.
But you can't really trust her not to tell lies, plus I hate wasting time.
Should I hear Miss Bird out? Yes. Not so fast. I too am interested in hearing what Miss Bird has to say.
Didn't I just say it'd be a waste of time? We don't need to hear her lies.
I'll be the judge of that.
YMCA! I discovered the master key was missing around 1 a.m., sir!
What do you mean by missing?
As in, it wasn't there anywhere in the security booth, sir. The killer must have stolen it.
Mr. Portsman, I believe this to be an important piece of testimony, don't you?
I can't believe that someone like you would be taken in by such words.
I'm not lying, sir.
Objection! Yeah, you are. Why'd you leave the master key now? Why do you have it now?
I don't quite know. It just reappeared all of a sudden, sir.
Ha! A likely story, and where is the proof that the key was stolen to begin with? I bet you just forgot it where you put it and then found it again.
I never lose things. I can practically guarantee that. But with me, if something disappears, it's usually because someone stole it. Yeah, pal. Trust me. You don't want to test just how bad our luck is.
Unfortunately, I can't deem this piece of testimony as conclusive.
Glad you agree.
But you still haven't established Maggie's motive for breaking into Mr. Edgeworth's office.
Her motive? Didn't we already establish it was theft? I mean, the culprit clearly went through the bookshelves and at least tried the safe.
It is as Mr. Portsman says, Detective. Can't ignore the fact that all of the evidence points towards the motive of theft. But I'm done taking blows. It's time to counterattack with some few facts of my own. I'd say thievery, okay? Detective Gumshoe is the one who opened the door. That leaves only Miss Bird as our prime suspect, on top of which she knows our good detective, doesn't she? All the more probable. Okay, so let's go back to 1 and 2.
Hold it!
I concur that the culprit's motive appears to have been thievery. However,
Glad to agree that the great Miles Edgeworth is in agreement with little old me.
with regard to the investigation of the bookshelves and safe,
Hey, good thinking asking for my opinion on the matter.
would it be too much for you to allow me to complete a full sentence, you fucking dickhead?
I mean, if Detective Gumshoe is the only one who... Okay. It's pretty obvious that this bird snuck into your room using the master key. Okay, we're back at the beginning. Now, I may have pressed out of order. Okay.
Hold it.
Don't you think it's a bit early to be jumping to conclusions? This doesn't seem like to be the new way. Yeah. Spare. Top of which, she knows our good detective, doesn't she? Everyone does. Making it all that more probable that she was the one who faked the dying message. Alright.
Hold it.
I'm gonna press him one more time, but now I think it's time to present evidence. Alright, maybe they want me to press this one too, even if it doesn't lead to anything. Are you sure Miss Bird is the only member of security who could have used the master key?
There's only one person that's deaf at this time.
Yeah, okay. We're gonna go through this dialogue again.
Oh, fuck.
Come on.
I got distracted, sorry.
Objection.
Come on.
Besides, Maggie hasn't had any reason why to sneak into Mr. Edgeworth's office, other than to smell his clothes like what I do.
Yes, quite. Everyone loves coming in here to smell my clothes. I'm considering putting up a booth and charging money. Points towards...
I'm releasing a fragrance. Better Than You by Miles Edgeworth.
Her intent from the messed up show... Oh!
Hold
That's
it.
different now. Alright. From the messed up shelves to the wiped down safe, I'd say thievery. But the... Only the... think it's gonna be this one.
Objection.
Because the safe wasn't wiped down. Just where her hand was.
Why not? It's the truth, after all. It was also by your logic that we came to the whole thievery conclusion anyway.
That may be, but you must also be aware of the fact the safe is a secret safe, the existence of which is only privy to prosecutors.
Oh shit! Fuck. Slipped my mind.
Is this what, so there's no court case?
Maybe?
Oh,
What?
I don't know why I'm asking you. You're new, you're blind to this as...
Yeah. This may be like, this could also be like the second case of Ryunosuke Naruhodo, where they just had the investigation on the ship.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, even I didn't know about the safe, pal. And that means there's no way Maggie could have known about it either.
Then are you proposing that the killer is a prosecutor?
Interesting conclusion. That's definitely looking more and more probable. What's wrong, prosecutor? Do you have a different suspect in mind now?
Curses, why? What made you?
God made me. In his
What's
own
with the
image.
angry face all of a sudden?
It's all my fault.
What do you mean?
It's Jim. He knew about the existence of the secret safe.
What did you just say?
We were partners, like inseparable conjoined twins. Like puzzle pieces, one male, one female, that slide together so softly.
Because one is uncircumcised.
Yeah, that was a bit of a pain for a while. It certainly didn't help that I stuck a ballpoint pen up my dick either.
What? No, what? Pause. Where are you going with?
I wasn't going anywhere with it. I just wanted to say something. Like this,
You were saying something, and then with the blue patcher as my witness, you took the reins and drove this carriage off a cliff.
Well, like, this is how we do Ace Attorney games, Gappy. Like,
By
this is-
jamming ballpoint pens down the fucking eye of a fucking dick. Wow.
No, we keep going, one-upping each other, saying fucked up shit until one of us can't continue.
I don't recall saying anything fucked up.
No, but we were going back and forth, and you said uncircumcised, and I was like, okay, need to enhance the dick a bit. Ballpoint.
I was calling back to what you said.
Yeah, we were both going back and forth. In the
Ugh.
context of the conversation we were having. Anyway, he's throwing his buddy under the bus.
Yeah.
Has he no honor? Honor nor a penis.
Well, I think we're done here. Investigation waits for no man. Would you people be so kind as to see yourselves out?
You can't kick us out. This is Mr. Edgeworth's office.
Ah, but I'm the one who's been assigned to this case. You're all suspects, and therefore ineligible to run this show.
Listen, pal, how many times do I have to say this? Maggie can't be a culprit.
Detective Gumshoe, calm yourself.
But, sir...
We have no choice but to accommodate his request, for now.
Haha! Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. At least one of you understands. Now then, if you could remove yourselves from my crime scene, I'd be most grateful.
Mark my words, Portsman. We will meet again.
That's a formal request from the legendary prosecutor himself, and I suppose so. Now don't disappoint me, you hear? Inshallah! Damn.
Is that the CDI Zelda reference?
Ooh. Okay, hold on. Oh god, it moved so much when I did that. Alright, save complete. Back into the left now.
March 14th, 4:18 a.m. 4 in the morning.
It's only been 2 hours since Jim died, or was discovered. Please maintain your professionalism, detective.
I'm gonna find some real solid evidence proving Megan's innocence, you hear? But we've been kicked out of the crime scene! True. Then what now? Looks like my life's fallen at the end of a gigantic ditch!
Do not despair, Miss Bird. We can overcome this as well. There are many other places and things we should be looking into anyway.
Really, sir?
For example, this hallway. The linchpin of his argument against Miss Bird is related to the Master Key. In that case, this hallway is the perfect place to look for more information. Regarding the mystery surrounding my door.
There's a basketball!
Time to play some hoops! It's Winston Payne. Hold on. No, you know what? I feel like the basketball is not the way to progress. What's a basketball doing here?
That's Mr. Portsmouth's prized possession, sir. I heard he also plays soccer, dodgeball, and even tennis.
Tennis? What an asshole sport. Come on, let me pick it up and let me dunk it.
The gif of Miles Edgeworth, like, dunking.
I'm going to dunk this case. Yeah, that's a concrete base that it has, so, like, they actually had to take it out of the ground and put it up here.
Yeah. Poor guy had to bring it up all by himself.
All the way up to the 12th floor. Okay, I can use the arrow keys, good. Alright, now there is a box over here.
It's an ottoman.
Well, since 1923, they've just been called Turkey, but yes.
Oh, it's the missing book.
It's Ohio. Finally, we can get down to the bottom of the case of the Skivity Rizzler. There seem to be a few pages missing. Our thief took only what was necessary and left the rest behind.
So what are these old files about, sir? Guess it got something in them worth stealing, I guess.
Not particularly. It's just a collection of court case files. However, the cases within these files are not mine. They belong to the high prosecutor that used to occupy my current office.
By karma.
Maybe? I don't know. I assume that's the case.
Oh, no, I'm guessing, sir.
That's a very reasonable guess. We're tying back to Von Karma somehow. He is on the box art of this game. Also, his daughter is my sister and/or love interest, so make of that what you will.
Don't worry, sir. I play Trails in the Sky. I know about, like, your love interest being your sister.
Excellent. Good taste. Maybe I should envision myself winning. The floor! And the thief's not under here.
I guess there's enough space for anyone to hide under here anyway. I mean, if someone could concoct themselves a fan, I'd be really impressed.
Sounds to me like someone has already tried at least once before.
Okay, remind me when we get to, like, to do, like, the compilation recap of the series, to draw Gumshoe, like, his head stuck under the ottoman.
1203.
That's Mr. Portsman, sir!
So he's my new neighbor, I see. I suppose he moved in while I was away overseas. Alright, Winston.
Wait, I was going to talk to the police officer before Winston Payne.
Yeah, I'll do that later. Let's see here. What was Winston Payne's voice? It was just squawking, I think.
Just
Sounds
weasel.
Sounds
like a messy way, yeah.
If you ever feel
That's
lost or need some advice, blah 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 blah.
How gracious. I'll keep your offer in mind. Who's this guy again? Alright, cop.
The cop was the way to progress. Yes, sir, I know. I weighed myself this morning 145 pounds.
Congratulations, but I was asking about my room.
Oh, everything, sir. Where have I stay forward to me and lose it away? Boy, I'm tired.
Congratulations. Alright, Maggie. I was wondering if I may speak with you for a bit concerning this case.
I've always been a big fan of the courtroom, but this is like a dream where I'm being cross-examined by Theme Miles Edgeworth.
I can't let this chance pass me by. I must remember to ask her about the Master Key. I should jog her memory by showing my notes to her with tea. Okay, Master Key. So when did you discover that the Master Key was missing?
By the time I realized it, I think it was around 1 a.m., sir. And I noticed that it was back around 2:30 a.m. And I was just sitting here at the end ledge where the security room's reception window is. But I'm sure that between those two things, it's not just gone, but still... This looks like someone took a One Piece character.
Maggie Bird?
Yeah.
I guess because of the high forehead and she's a girl, yeah.
High forehead, Nami-like proportions is like, here's like a modern-day One Piece character.
What? Not modern-day One Piece. Definitely, like, 2003 One Piece, because modern One Piece, her boobs would be the size of her head.
Fair enough. No, I mean like someone like someone outside, like a fan of One Piece drew like a character based on One Piece, but it's like modern day.
Hey, that's Megan's role.
Where's my job as security guard, right? Oh, by the way, what happened to me? Meekins went crazy. He said he was gonna... He cut off his hand.
That does sound like Meekins, but it doesn't sound any more crazy than any of the other stuff Meekins has gotten into.
He got a new hand, but the hand belonged to a serial killer. So now he's constantly fighting the demon within.
Goodness
Mr.
gracious.
Portsmouth got his office key.
When you loan
Sorry,
the
back
master
to the
teacher,
office key. No way, it's against regulations to loan master key out to anyone. I walked with Mr. Portsmouth to his office and opened the door personally for him, please.
And then, what happened after that?
Well, he called me for come close up to his office as he was going home. It was around 1:30 a.m., I think.
So in summary, for the sake of one forgetful prosecutor, you used the master key twice tonight.
Talk about suspicious.
I doubt you can say that you've never left your keys at home, Detective. I think this calls for a more thorough examination of Mr. Portsmouth's door. It's unlocked. It's definitely unlocked. We're going there. Yeet! I won't rest until I've expended in that nook and cranny. The door is locked tight. Damn it. This is the office of the High Prosecutor. These doors would be pretty ineffective if the average cat burglar could get through them.
Aha, so I guess only a great cat burglar could get in. Then we must know who our culprit is.
Might I advise you to return that conclusion to whatever pawn shop you took it from. Basketball. Can't believe you put something like this in the hallway of a prosecutor's office.
Well, you know, it's actually pretty useful, sir. I haven't gotten lost trying to get to your office since it's been here.
How long have I had the same office, and yet you still managed to get lost? 1203. Room 1203. I take that as Mr. Portsmouth's office.
Yeah, you kept mistaken because of that basketball hoop, sir.
That room. Right.
Oh, that reminds me, Mr. Portsmouth had actually wanted room 1202, but since you're already occupied, Mr. Edgeworth would pull next door, sir.
So why was Mr. Portsmouth so particular about getting room 1202?
I'm not sure, but something like his birthday is December 2nd.
Well, happy birthday to him. It's March 14th.
I think he wanted Von Karma's room because it had Von Karma.
Yep.
Fits in really well with this. If Mr. Portsmouth seems dignified because he works behind one of these.
Going to take
Well,
a shit
he still
in my
seems
car.
more dignified than Mr. Payne.
Mr. Payne. I suppose custodial work can also be dignified. Detective, as we examine the net, you can see that the net has not been disturbed. Therefore, no hoops have been shot. Alright. Winston doesn't say anything else. I did not get anything new. Or did I? I did not get anything new. This is my prosecutor's badge.
That's a prosecutor's badge, isn't it? Present you're a prosecutor?
Interesting. Despite all appearances, she seems to know more than Gumshoe.
But that badge, even I can be a professional prosecutor. Sir, may I please try it on just for a little bit?
I don't think that would be a very good idea, would you?
I guess not.
On second thought, they're actually on the same level. How quaint. Have you ever met the victim before?
Have you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight?
Have you ever been to a Turkish prison? They haven't been called Ottoman prison since 1923, keep that in mind.
Yeah, none of the other ones are like, have. Have you ever seen a man eat his own face?
I wish I could go down with arrows on these. Miss Maggie Barrett, correct? I take it that you are an acquaintance of the detective.
She was under my supervision back when she was still on the force, sir. One day she got caught up in a murder and things started to go downhill, so she quit.
But I lots of Detective Gunship for detecting me and my current employer, so I can't tell you how to go. Right before I was about to clock out for the night.
You got caught up in this whirlwind of a case, correct?
Don't worry, my whole life has been nothing but a whirlwind of bad luck and failures.
How tragic.
Since I was 6 months old when I fell from the 9th floor of my apartment building, I've been hit by all sorts of vehicles, gotten sick from all sorts of foods, failed at almost every test I've taken, experienced almost every kind of disaster, and now I even managed to be named a criminal just when I became a security guard.
That's a lot to go through in one lifetime.
I know, and just when I thought I finally found my happiness, I wound up getting you and Detective Gumshoe involved in my bad luck.
You don't need to worry about me, Miss Bird. You need to worry about yourself. I will solve this case and prove your innocence. Ask in return for your cooperation.
Yes, sir, Mr. Edgeworth. You can count on me. I'll do all I can to help. And then there was a time I caught malaria, and whooping cough, and bubonic plague, and male pregnancy.
And hysteric pregnancy? Oh, wait, it may be logic time. I hope we don't have to connect these two. Eureka!
What? No way, pal! I mean, sir.
You said that you locked up Mr. Portsman's office around 1:30 a.m., correct? However, the master key had already been stolen at that time.
Wow! Nothing gets by you, Miss Edgeworth. You find contradictions like a pro. I totally forgot all about it.
Master key was missing because it was in her pocket. I guess.
Well, I'm not a security guard, sir. I couldn't just admit to losing the master key, now could I? So I pretended to lock up his room, sir.
But it's locked tight now, so he moved the basketball hoop over to Edgeworth's door and had her unlock his door with the master key, and then he shot the guy, and then she pretended to lock it up, but it wasn't locked, which is why it was unlocked when Edgeworth came up. Apparently the doorknob's cold as a whistle. Wiped,
they think.
Yes, wiping. Something only a true professional can relate to.
Whoops. Hey, these number plates slide right out, sir.
They've been able to take the plate off when the room becomes vacant, you know. Although, the idea that it can be so easily removed is kind of suspicious. Alright, I guess we can click on the door just for flavor. Yep. If you live up to your full potential, that's a poignant trait that anyone can admire. That's what we call a pregnant pause, Detective Goatshoe, and since we are both men, it is an impreg pause. Is it more logic?
That's kind of hot! No, it isn't, Maggie. Go get out of here.
Okay, we don't have any more logic here. So I think we'll... Maggie's the only one we can talk to. So we should present... Door. Beyond Gotti, John Gotti, the Union.
Don't say that, Maggie. I'll make it a special Garden of the Month award just for you. Thanks for trying, but I already got a mountain of consolation prizes, sir. They're proof of just how unbelievably unlucky our life has been. Plus, getting an award from you isn't the same as getting a real award, sir.
Aww.
Dunk, dunk, dunk. Okay. Do I just represent this to her? I think it was around 1 a.m., sir. And I noticed it was back around 2:30 a.m. I was just sitting there on the ledge where the security room's reception window is. But I'm sure between those two times it was not just gone, but stolen, sir. Always, you say, except for this time, correct? Well, I admit that was a bit careless, but I had my reasons. I left out because I was sort of using it at the time. After I used it, I left it sitting out on the table. She's... Edgeworth, we've done this already. Probably we've done this already.
What if you showed her the victim's revolver as if you're like, hey, hey, you are also a police officer. Alright. So much for that idea.
Like talking to a second gumshoe. Alright, we'll just keep presenting until you find something. Okay, I can WASD here. I can't arrow key here. Whatever. Okay. Do you have more stuff for us now? Okay, thorough investigation of this door. Oh. Deduce. No, sorry. No. No. Back. Don't do it. This one. What if this bird has said is true? Then why is his door locked tight? Sequence breaking in this game is going to be very dangerous, given how many like investigation tools they give. Either means that he actually does have the key to his office, or that the door Miss Bird opened wasn't this one at all, but a completely different one. There's an easy way to find out. All we need to do is... we need to examine these. Prints on the number plate. Whoops. Prints on the number plate. They will tell us all we need to know. Oh, come on! No! Because he moved the number plates in order to... Prints on the master key, prints on the doorknob. But the doorknob was wiped clean. So, prints on the master key. Damn it! Tell you that we didn't find any prints other than Maggie's. Why? But we know about the prints on the fucking doorknob, because I looked at the fucking doorknob. I guess we have to look at the doorknob for his office rather than ours.
Yes.
Whatever. Now then, whose print should also be on this doorknob? Maggie's.
Take that!
I mean, do we know that that her prints are the ones that's absent and not someone else's? What have we here? A basketball. A note. Oh, hello. I see it. Do you see it, Gappy? Do you see it, Gappy?
No.
Okay, I will show it to you after we're done inspecting this basketball, which is super important. This basketball is going to be the key to solving this whole mystery. I'm going to dunk on this basketball on his head in the middle of the courtroom, because we're going to move that basketball hoop to the courtroom just so I can dunk on him with it. I've got verts. I've got leaps. Miles Edgeworth may be a white boy, but he knows how to leap. The trick is you bend your knees. That's how you jump. Anyway, now do you see it? Now do you see it,
Yes.
Cappy? Yeah.
Yes.
That means it was moved.
It was. That's what you get for putting such a heavy base on it.
And he really should have been a bit more careful in pushing it back into its slot. There are signs that have been moved. Okay, we can go up and down. I don't know if we were able to go down before. I suspect maybe we were. I brought 3 pieces of evidence by, just like we talked about on the phone, but looks like you're out. Guess I'll catch up with you later, buddy. Well, at least they gave me all my life points back. Poking around in this hallway has paid off quite handsomely. I think it's time we had a little chat with the real culprit of this case. As long as my logic is sound, then yes. The mastermind behind this murder is none other than Mr. Portsman. I've been calling him Portsmouth this entire time, I'm pretty sure.
Portmanteau.
Alright, but who are we gonna portmanteau him with? Portsman and Buddy... No, Buddy's last name isn't Smith, it's Faith. We can't portmanteau him with anyone now.
Portsman Jim.
I mean, it's just like Horseman Jim. So, it'll pass.
Bojack Forceman.
Bojack...
Man, they really wanted to show off, hey, we got like sprite animations in this fucking shit.
Yeah, you remember the SNES? We got that shit on lockdown. I'm so glad that we didn't play with the smoothed out janky stuff.
Yeah, fuck it. Let's hype up the pixels. The police want your help in finding this very pixelated man. He is wanted for eating several people in the county square.
Did no one else see him in the county square when he was eating them? Did he eat all of the witnesses too?
Not just the men, but the women and the witnesses too.
All of them. God, I hate the county square. It's where everyone goes to get bored. The legendary prosecutor who never lost a single case for 40 long years. Manfred von Karma. But there was always a
and it turns out the whole reason he went crazy is not because he lost the case, but because he got he lost a pip in his health bar because of Miles Edgeworth's dad.
He lost he also got shot in the shoulder. Imagine if I went psycho every time I lost a pip in my health bar. That never happened. Didn't happen today either. Saucy.
I have no idea what sort of harebrained idea you have in mind, but there's a mountain of evidence that points away from me being the culprit.
Oh, it's harebrained H-A-R-E. I thought it's H-A-I-R brained.
Yeah, like a rabbit.
Truth, what's the difference between a hare and a rabbit?
I don't know. What is the difference between a hare and a rabbit?
You can pull a hair from your ass, but not a rabbit.
Oh, you haven't tried.
That'd be quite the magic trick.
I'm sure some magician has done it.
There is. There actually, it was a joke on this British thing about a bunch of teenagers getting powers. One guy's was like literally mad. He got like magic, and he went to Vegas and he started fucking with the craps table, and he was being chased by Vegas security because he literally got a 7 to appear on the dice because he's a moron. And it's like, hey, you want to see a magic trick? And he pulled out an entire rabbit from his ass. It's like, aha, hold on to him, and he runs off. Because like the guys were so shocked, this guy pulled a rabbit from his ass. They were just dumbfounded.
Good, because they were found dumb by the giant hair coming out of his ass.
I never laid a finger on that key, as you already know.
Precisely, you were able to open my door without lifting a single finger. Well, maybe you did, but only to direct.
Okay,
You used your finger to direct this person to open my door with this key.
Buddy Faith!
Buddy Faith.
Miss Bird!
oh yeah, well can you show me the bird?
I would, but this is a PG-13 game.
And I'm not allowed. Wait, no, this is the M-rated one, right?
Let me Google something quick. Ignore the fact that there's no voices.
Oh, no one's being voiced here, especially not Portsman Joe.
Rated T for teen.
Okay. One of these games is rated M.
How many Miles Edgeworth investigation games are there?
2.
Oh! Oh, hold on.
It's a duology.
No, 2 is also rated T for teen.
Okay. I guess it's one of the Apollo Justice games, then.
My name is Apollo Justice, and I jork it super hard!
That must be the, thing, yeah. What was it that Miss Port used to make? Oh, basketball hoop.
Take that!
I don't know, I don't think it would be a sex thing. I think they probably just have a character say fuck or something. Then again, the first Apollo Justice game did have a lot of moments that were, like, oddly sexual for this series, so it could be sex. It could just show straight hole, and, you know, that'd be worth an M rating.
But I think your conjecture is a little off the racetrack, buddy.
I believe it might be Dual Destinies that's rated M.
I don't know which one that is.
The second one.
Cool. So we'll get there in 2 games then.
Apollo Post Hole!
Hooray! I'm spreading like Goatsy!
That's a fucking Christ! Alright, but back to the Miles Edgeworth game. Let's not be
Yes. It does keep happening, but I have been more focused this time than I was through most of Apollo Justice, at least. Alright. Now you're spreading nonsense. I had the girl open my office door. After that, I was in my room the entire time. You don't have a single reason to suspect me.
Yes, we do. You're suspicious.
Oh, wait, hold on. No, we're gonna go back to this one, and we're gonna present the death note.
Objection!
Mats. That was a lie.
What are you talking about? How was that a lie?
This is a note that the victim left for you, Mr. Portsman.
A note?
A death note?
Oh no! Why is my name on this?
You were not in your room when the victim came to call on you. So then, where were you and what were you doing?
I was in the bathroom jorking it.
Super hard!
We don't have a CG for it though, that's why this is rated T.
Objection!
That's just nonsense! You have no evidence that I made the girl open your door for me.
Oh, but I do. I have very decisive evidence.
No way!
This is proof positive that you had Miss Bird open the door for you.
The hoop.
The hoop! Nope, that's a generic. Proof
Oh,
positive.
the door. Oh, the door. He swapped the thing.
Oh, yeah, not,
Yeah, Miss her fingerprints were not found on the doorknob.
Alright, got ahead of myself. I was very excited about I was very excited about spotting the indent.
Yeah, we're very excited to point out that you clearly moved the concrete plinth that the basketball hoop is hanging on.
I do wish we could just get him in a headlock and drag him out to it, and then like point to it in the carpet and be like, rub his nose in and be like, no, this is not where you use the bathroom. I'm sorry. No, wait, hold on. This is evidence that you moved it. Can only assume. Yeah, go ahead.
Edgeworth, Gumshoe, and Bird point at it like the soy jacks. Oh.
Possibly because he heard sounds coming from a room whose occupant was on leave. Mr. Portsman, you killed Mr. Faith to silence him. And I had the misfortune to return when I did. You had to threaten me as you escaped. As I said when you had the gun to my back. No one gets away with committing murder in my office.
But who's gone? So he's a prosecutor. Where did the second gun come out of?
Maybe he's got a second gun in his pocket or something.
And just what's so funny, pal?
Well, that look of stiff seriousness on the face of this office's finest prosecutor, as he makes a huge mistake in accusing me, is simply too much to bear. There's just nothing else like it in the world.
Nani?
Nandate!
That means what was it?
I don't know Japanese. I just really learned it from anime. I watched it from the Steel Samurai.
Well, I
And
guess
that's and that spin-off, the Nickel Samurai.
You're forgetting the most important one, the Pink Princess. God.
I don't like that. I can clearly tell that's otaku trash used to pander to hobos. I was not about to say hobos.
I know you weren't about to say homos. Yes, the homeless arc of Pink Princess was obviously very, very important. But the 3D camera! Everyone saw the 3D camera and was like, oh shit, that's new production value right there. God, I can't believe we were wasting our time on the Steel Samurai. This is a real anime.
Yeah, but when the pink princess goes like, oh no, it's bikini and whipped cream day at the office. That's not for me. Who's that for? Some freaks, let me tell you.
It's empowerment. It's female empowerment. Let me explain to you how it's female empowerment.
Nuh-uh.
Well, one of these days I'll just have to sit down to you and explain as a
You're
man to
washed,
a woman.
Mr. Portsman! Washed!
Oh yeah, I guess I should stop getting distracted from the case.
Shifty side eyes.
If memory serves, he came back to this office at around 2 a.m., correct? And it was then that you had that unfortunate confrontation at gunpoint with the culprit.
Who is not me.
But it's not me. But at that time, I was down in criminal affairs. Ask around, I'm sure the other detectives will corroborate my story. It's the perfect alibi.
Do you really think it's that perfect?
Like I said, I don't care. Ask around all you like. You'll see for yourself.
Detective Gumshoe.
Sorry, yes, sir. I'll check out his alibi, sir. Be right back.
Oh shit, it was a perfect alibi, sir.
But Mr. Edgeworth, sir, it's a perfect alibi. The guys down at Criminal Affairs said they saw him around 2 a.m.
All of the evidence points to him being the culprit. So there must be a contradictory point in his alibi somewhere. Office at around 2 a.m., correct? Let's see. Okay. Body was found at around 2:05, so okay. Only one shot fired. Prints were wiped away. Okay. Nothing in here yet. So, let's press. You are correct. It was around 2 a.m.
Are you sure? It's really important to me that you're spot on with the time.
I remember checking my watch then and make no mistake, it was 2.
Oh, giving testimony like a pro. Okay, so you came back to your office at 2. And it was then that you had that unfortunate confrontation at gunpoint with the culprit.
Hold it!
It is as you say, however.
Yes, however, you were the only one who claims to have bumped into the culprit. So tell me, did you see the person's face? Was it me who you saw? I am Shakespearean!
Objection!
Oh, come on now. I'm sure you saw something. Try a little harder, why don't you? Use your eyes. You can see with your mind. If you see with your mind. I don't know. I don't understand gorilla songs. I only know how to go gorilla knocking.
Hold it!
You know about that? We're trying to get a lead on the escaped gorilla.
Nope, never saw any escaped gorilla. Never saw him on a skateboard. Never. I don't know where his business cards are.
Wait, do you hear that?
Yeah, it sounds like the Steel Samurai theme, except played in a lower key.
Curiouser and curiouser. I found this business card.
Whose name is on it?
I don't know. I don't speak the written English.
There.
Only the kanjis of Japanifornia.
Haha.
I think we've reached the end of the line, and it's time to get off this crazy train. Choo-choo! You there! Please escort the young lady out, but remember, be gentle.
Is there nothing I can do? There must be a way to turn this situation around. If only I had a clue. Did I miss something that can help me cast doubt on his alibi? I need to calmly think this through one more time, and with logic!
We gotta beat him with a brick.
Here we go. There were 2 bullets left at the scene of the crime. One that robbed Mr. Faith of his life, and one that nearly robbed me of my jacket. However, the murder weapon only shows signs of being fired once, meaning that it is entirely possible that a second gun was used in my office tonight. But seeing as how the killer had to steal Mr. Faith's gun, the killer had another gun up their sleeve. Therefore, the second gun could have been the property of an entirely different person, which could mean that there was another person who paid a visit to my office tonight. Supposing there was yet another visitor tonight, that would also resolve the issue of why my shelves were upended twice. We know that the shelves were disturbed once before and once after the murder, so it shouldn't be much of a stretch to think that it was the work of 2 different people. Once by the person who stole the victim's gun and then killed him with it, and once again after the murder by our second culprit. Who was the owner of the second gun? If we suppose that the second culprit's gun was the one that was pointed at my back,
Objection!
Mr. Portsmouth, it seems I need to amend my assumptions regarding this case.
Great, so you finally come to your senses.
Mr. Edgeworth! Sir, what are you saying?
This has been a big misunderstanding on my part from the start. I had assumed that the person I ran into was the killer, but that may not be the case.
What do you mean?
The person I ran into was just your average thief. A thief.
A thief? But, sir, doesn't that cause some sort of contradiction in the facts?
Not at all. It simply means that the killer was someone else. And it means that in actuality, 2 culprits stole into my office tonight.
What do you mean, 2?
Explains both why my shelves were disturbed twice and how there were 2 guns. Mr. Portsmouth tricked Miss Barrett and gained entry into... Right, and then... because the keys were still stolen. If you could please go along with my hypothetical scenario for now, Mr. Portman. In the end, if you really are innocent, you should have nothing to worry about. Now then, returning to my scenario, Mr. Portsman was out to steal something from me, which is why he checked my secret safe and ransacked my shelves. This is the first time. And then just when he was about to look somewhere else, who should walk in but his own partner, Mr. Faith. He probably had business with Mr. Portsman, which is why he was in the area. But that's when he noticed something coming from my office would be my guess. There were a lot of words in that sentence, and I said some of them, and other ones in the completely different order. And as a detective, that was the right thing to do. But when he came in, he found his own partner standing there. Because it was Mr. Portsman. Mr. Faith probably let his guard down. Alright, so the second thief has got to be nearby, right?
Yeah.
And given how much they talked about them being under the ottoman, they've got to be hiding somewhere, like, contorted and shit. So I think we should open the safe.
If I had to guess, it probably is like Manfred again. Well, Manfred's crazy enough to actually shoot Miles.
Yeah. Like we had... I mean, there's a billion people on the cover art for this. It could have been any one of them. But let's say it's Manfred von Karma, just for the funny image, right? He's got a bum left shoulder, and he managed to finagle his way to fit inside that safe. He should be dead at this point, but who knows? Alright, other person's objective was also to steal something from me. Now then, even after Mr. Portsman left, the door to my office remained unlocked. However, this new visitor had no way of knowing that, and so they stole the master key from the security guard's room. and then entered my room and searched through my shelves. This was the second time they were disturbed, and it seems the thief found their prize. Stolen 0 file. Only just as the thief was about to leave with the file, I appeared. Then threatened me with their own gun and made their escape. The second bullet was fired during that brief encounter. Up twice in the 2 bullets. It's all because 2 different people were doing those things at 2 different times. So now do you see, Mr. Portsman? The person I met was just a thief, and not in fact Mr. Face Killer. Your alibi for the time frame in which I ran into the other person is now irrelevant. Because we now know that the murder took place during the first culprit's visit.
Objection!
What's so funny, pal?
Absolutely splendid. Your scenario explains everything.
Of course it does, Mr. Edgeworth, after all.
But you know, it still doesn't change the fact that it's all circumstantial.
Exclamation.
Supposing if, and that's a big if, your theory is right, it would indeed render my alibi, which has withstood scrutiny, mind you, irrelevant. But there is still one defining point of your argument for which you have no evidence. Your supposition that I was the first visitor.
But he has a point. I have absolutely no proof at this point.
I don't believe this. Don't worry, Maggie. I'll do something if I must.
You know something? I find your attitude to be somewhat peculiar, Mr. Edgeworth. If the person you met really was just a plain old thief, why is that person not your main suspect? That is, if your theory is correct.
Portsman's Alibi, Part 2. Oh, what theme is this? Be a real suspect.
It's a fucking bop.
Looking for that thief right now. They might still be nearby. Need to repeat myself, but as I've already said, I was training in my room. Just can't deliver some evidence to me. I was down at Criminal Affairs. So it can't be expected to know what happened around here after I left. I don't think it's at all dead-ended. I find your alibi to be fascinating. Let's continue where we left off, shall we? I know he's lying. I know he was here at the scene of the crime. Just have to find a way to prove it. Alright. So we're gonna press on when he said he was training.
Hold it!
But according to Mr. Faith's note...
Oh, I thought we already cleared that up. Didn't we say that Jim left that note for me in the early evening? You have proof that he left at a different time, say just before he was murdered.
I don't have any, no.
You see, so I insist again that I was in my office the entire time.
Except evidence to me, I was down at Criminal Affairs.
Hold it!
Why didn't you go there with Mr. Faith?
Oh, that's because he said he was tired and was going to take a quick nap. You know those sofas in the hallway? He likes to sleep on those. It's one of his habits.
What of the evidence he brought?
They were things related to yesterday's case. Just 2 items. A gun and a pendant.
Ah! Okay.
Brought me 2 items. A gun and a pendant. They're related to yesterday's case.
Hold it!
The thief was definitely stealing the pendant then.
Yup.
And this pendant, which belonged to the victim. And there's a horse on the gun.
That means nothing, but whatever.
I believe you'll find the long paper trail I left it to be to your satisfaction.
She was found out.
Dun, 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 dun. Just Maggie and the crime scene investigators just moving in the background.
Absolutely. Like, they are bopping to this shit. Okay, I'll press on that real quick just to get a sense of... Oh, then let's see you deduce.
Jim waited for me to leave and then stole the master key. For the purpose of sneaking into your room, of course. That's when Miss Bird caught him red-handed and the murder occurred. It's all exactly as I had laid out earlier.
I know he's lying. I know he was here at the scene of the crime. I just have to find a way to prove it. Okay. Okay, so we did not get the pendant added. So I'm gonna go with the gun.
Objection!
Nope, music didn't stop.
Ba, 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 ba.
Brought me 2 items, a gun and a pendant, that are related to yesterday's case. Okay, so... Let me repress this
Hold
again. Yes, this gun, which was the murder weapon. And this pendant, which belonged to the victim. Why were you taking them to criminal affairs? There was something in a past case file I wanted to compare those two. This has nothing to do with this case right now. I'm gonna press on the first 2 and hopefully that'll unblock something.
Hold it!
Why not?
That's elementary. The dying message, of course. Mr. Face Killer very clearly left those letters on the spines of those files. It was after they were on there that the thief stole one of them. And that's how we
But
also
doesn't
know
the fact that Gumshoe's upside down mean that like that the things were put back upside down?
I figured the reveal was gonna be like he was reaching behind him and doing it upside down. And
Like Danganronpa, but like yeah.
Well, like Zero Escape, yeah.
Hold it!
Zero Escape wasn't reaching behind. Zero Escape was on one thigh that pressed onto the other.
Yeah, but it's still like the same outcome occurred.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, this is upside down still. Okay. Still.
Hold it!
I don't know if I pressed on that. Okay, no, we did. Okay. What does this say? I know he's lying. I know he's here at the scene of the crime. I just have to find a way to prove it. Alright, so in that case, 3 sounds like it's where we have to present. It's just a matter of what. Oh, no! He brought 3 pieces of evidence. Got him.
Objection!
Gotcha, bitch. Only 2 pieces. I believe the proper phrase here is, you fail. This is mid-2000s. He's allowed to say you fail. Hell yeah! Breath band, bitch.
Cue the music!
This is the sound of me winning. Prepare to hear it for you only once before you get thrown into the jail.
To get tripped up by simple arithmetic.
Where is the missing piece of evidence?
It's in a...
Only the guilty would make such a face. Detective Gumshoe, search this man.
Don't come any closer, I'm warning you. I will bend backwards and walk into hell.
I'm not owned! I'm not owned! Corn cob!
Alright, yeah, you found the corn cob on me, but that's not a big deal. I was just eating a corn cob earlier. I'm not owned.
Let's watch the tape. Let's watch the tape.
This is you clearly being owned.
No, it's not. It's not. It's footage of me eating corn. It's not me turning into one.
Boy, you were born on the cup. What the fuck is in my throat? I'm dying.
A corn cob, apparently.
Yeah.
Up, blood.
Blood! Blood! Blood!
Blood!
Blood!
Blood!
Blood! Blood!
Feed!
Feed! Feed! Feed! Feed! Feed! Feed! Feed!
Feed! Feed! Feed! Feed! Feed!
Feed! Feed! Feed! Feed! Feed! Feed! Feed! Feed!
Feed! Drucy, get out of this court game. You're not in here. I don't even think you exist at this point.
Behold my ultimate magic trick! Time travel!
Oh no! This is the name of that system that caused a lot of causality bullshit at the final case. Quick, we have to save Mayuri!
If we were to examine this tape. What?
Those sons of bitches at Stern will never catch me when I'm hopping timelines!
Trying to catch me behind 7 proxies!
Go, Mr. Hat!
Yeah!
Oh God!
Oh, he ate the whole thing.
I can't believe I hit the whole thing.
There wasn't even chocolate inside. That was impressive.
Cue the music. Thank you so much, Mr. Edgeworth. I still can't believe I got to see your cool deduction skills outside of the courtroom. I'm impressed beyond words, sir.
It was nothing. I'm just sorry you got caught up in a murder in my office. Please accept my apologies.
Oh, it was nothing really compared to what I've been through, I mean. I considered myself lucky it was only a burglary and murder this time. If it had been a hold-up or a hostage situation, I would have thrown my hands up in the air and waved them like I just don't care and say, shoot him, not me, and run out of the room.
Something tells me we should have hired a different person for security detail.
What I said still fits!
It does.
You know
It's
something,
quite
sir?
remarkable.
That Mr. Portsman really was corrupt.
Why would you say he was corrupt?
Well, I heard there was a number of suspicious things related to his court cases. There's even rumors about some of the evidence he uses as forged, sir.
Forged evidence, huh?
And they say even he decided not to prosecute a few cases based on some really vague reasons.
Oh, that guy was a complete disgrace to the entire courtroom!
We never did get around to what his reason was for breaking into my office.
Yeah, whenever we got near that topic, he clammed up.
Well, we can be pretty certain it was to steal something.
This is just between you and me, sir, but there's a rumor that some sort of huge organization is involved behind the scenes.
Oh, well. With Mr. Portsmouth not willing to divulge anything, it certainly leads credence to that rumor. It would seem that we haven't heard the last of this.
Huh? Then Mr. Portsman isn't the bad guy?
I didn't say that, but rather that there are still many more mysteries for us to solve. For example, we still haven't figured out the significance to this piece of evidence. The missing
safe.
pages? I think it's the missing pages.
Take that!
Oh, yeah.
Hasn't it stole this file, the other villain of the night?
Yeah, I wondered who it was.
And what happened to the stolen pages? I wonder, who in the world was it that held me up at gunpoint?
Mr. Edgeworth, sir!
Yes?
I came across this while I was processing your office earlier, sir.
This card.
What is it, sir? Is that a bird or something on there?
It's not just any bird. It is the mark of the raven, a three-legged raven. Yatagarasu!
No. Yeah, the Garasu! Well, it's about that thing, isn't it? The great thief everyone's talking about. Blue Blanc is in this!
It's the mark of the great thief Yatagarasu. Blue Blanc, whatever. A modern Robin Hood. Labeled mysterious and phantom-like, the Yatagarasu appears and vanishes at will. Though we don't know much about this thief's ultimate goal, we do know the targets. Yatagarasu likes to find and make public evidence of corrupt dealings of all sorts. The theft is always performed in silence and always with perfection. Once the target is chosen, no dramatic calling card or announcement is blah blah blah. Instead, the chosen corporation is infiltrated without even the target noticing. Some days later, the evidence that was found is found in the media, along with this single card. Although it has been a while since the Yatagarasu's last appearance.
Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, look, something's written on the back.
Let me see.
It's the location where the thief put the stolen files.
So the person who stole the contents of the file was the Yatagarasu. Yatagarasu. Organization. Quite a few keywords are popping up in this mystery. The murder in my office. The return of the great thief Yatagarasu. Looking back, I can't say I didn't see these events coming. For they were heralded by the incidents that began to occur 2 days ago.
While you were overseas, sir?
Yeah, overseas, filthy knees, dirty deeds. What? Done dirt cheap. I got there. God, I wish it would not scroll that much.
Yeah, I think you may need to arrow keys it.
Well, that's what the arrow keys does.
Oh, okay.
WASD makes me do that. Yep. We get Francisca back next time.
That's going to be awesome. This is going to be my first introduction to the character because I haven't gotten to Ace Attorney 2 yet.
Well, she's fun. She's funny. I hate her.
I've gotten to the Gantt. I got into like the epilogue of game 1. Oh fuck! I hope that this doesn't. Does this take place between 2 and 3, or is this after 3? Because like if that Godot dude shows up, who I call Godot, like I'm just like I'm gonna know nothing.
Don't worry, Godot's not going to show up here.
Noise. Okay.
All right. But yeah, next week we get back to Francisca and whoopsie doodle. New items unlocked in the gallery. Let's go see what we unlocked.
I hope it's music.
Oh, we got 10% of the accolades. Completed it. Successfully make connection during logic without using story mode, so not being a big bitch. We're successfully presenting the correct evidence during rebuttal without using story mode. Okay, a lot of these are just gonna be like, don't be a bitch. Photo album. Nice. Okay. Character compendium. Okay, we already got the all the sheets in here, so
Yeah.
I don't think we will get new music. They usually just let it all come out. Here, we can listen to Dick Gumshoes while signing out.
We only have 50 seconds left to sign out before the song ends.
Yeah, really isn't a lot. Okay, whatever. We'll be back next week for more Ace Attorney Investigations, Apollo Edgeworth, and hopefully they're finishing Persona 3 Reload tomorrow. We'll find out if that's the case. I don't know, though. That's not up to me. That's up to God to decide. Anyway, this has been the Funiripa Gaming. Bye, Inara.
Case closed.
One truth prevails.